Important decisions shouldn't follow you home, but if you're like most people, they probably do. I come to realize that this is not only true for me and you. I work with CEOs and founders and other type of decision makers, constantly making important decisions all day long, of which all of them so far seem to have the exact same struggle, especially when there's a perceived increase of pressure to perform, to deliver. This becomes even stronger and it makes the decision even more likely to follow you home. Now, what I've come to realize is that a lot of us has the same instability when it comes to making decisions and feeling like we could just let go of them. I think it's actually a feature rather than a bug, but it's just not talked about in that sense. I think for me to realize how strong my mind can be when I need it to be, and how weak the very same mode of using my brain in the same sentence, same situation, but just a different context actually has a massive effect. And I don't think a lot of people need to fully understand how to think because you just do it, right? Like the most best way using your brain simply is just to let it be and do its thing, right? But in reality, the way we live today, I think I've noticed both with myself and my clients that we are so affected by our environment. We're so affected by the pressure, rather the perceived pressure of having to perform, having to deliver in a certain way, having to be in that role, act as if something is happening, something is not happening, whatever it is. All these small details that seemingly seem like whatever type details on the surface actually have quite a bit effect on our thinking, on our way to make a decision, and especially on our way to let go of a decision, completely disregard something that went wrong, something that didn't turn out as we expected it to turn out, or whatever else. And this has been my life's work. This is my adult journey so far. And I have learned quite a few unexpected things, both in terms of how you can use your body to trigger what you need in a moment in certain situations, but also just to make better decisions in general on a quest to just fully understand how this also works for a lot of other people. I started coaching people, guiding people towards their own way of making sense of their own decision making process. And that has been wonderful in just understanding that a lot of things are actually quite similar, but also a lot of things are very unique. And that resonated with me a lot, that I think that everyone actually has their own way of making decisions that actually make sense for them, that functions in their world, in their mind, in their body, in their type of thinking. That's what I do now. I really am trying to understand not only how this affects myself, but others in their context. Because again, I think everyone is very unique. So there's going to be a unique constellation of how these different things affects us. But if we're not aware of those, if we're not actually able to describe, pinpoint, and realize how and why we're affected in certain ways in our everyday life, how are we then supposed to take back control of this?